All right, hey guys. So, a friend of mine makes flags, and one of the things that he likes to, or that he wants to do, is he wants to run them on a CNC machine. So I told him I would help him in Fusion and build him the Union, the stars field. I guess is probably the best way to put it. So I figured I'd do a video on it and kind of show how I did it, since these are getting to be really popular. And I see a lot of people just kind of running with a small millimeter bit, and they're cutting out a star thing. There's a better way of doing it, and I'll show you how. So this is his star field, 14 and a half, and it is by, let's see here. Let's just dimensionalize this real quick. So it's by 10 and a half. Okay, that's his field. The margins I have here, so we can see what it's marked off. So let's get started on making the star. So the stars are going to be an inch and a quarter, I think is what he said. So let's go ahead and do it this way. We will do 1.25. That's how wide the star is going to be. You're like, oh, what? Yeah, if you're wondering, that's that kind of star that is. It's a little bit different. So I'll come up here, and then make that a construction line. And we'll sketch circular pattern. Right, and center type is right there. I'm going to put in 5 of those. Right, okay. Now we got our 5-pointed star. Let's go ahead and do our lines. Let's see, one to here. Right. Right. Not it. What we can do is we can go like this here. Actually, we'll go like this. Let's see if we go like this. Say 1.33. Close. 1.3. There we go. Inch and a quarter. Sounds good to me. And we'll just come over here. We'll delete that. And then this has to butt up to that, so we'll just kind of go like this. And we will hit, where's my move? Move. Okay. Now, for this right here, now we got to make duplicates. And this is the easy part. So let's just go ahead and we'll sketch, trim, Get rid of that, and that. Good. And now we will take this, and we're going to make a rectangular pattern. So we'll go here to Edit Sketch. Rectangular pattern. And we have 6 across the top, 5 across this way. And what we will do is to make sure that we get our spacing perfect. Let's see how that works. 12 inches. We'll take that down to 11.8. Probably 11.95. 99. Perfect. And then going down, that looks really good right there. So this is the first round of stars. Bam. Now we got to get the margins for the inside group, the ones that are going to fill these in, and we'll do that next. Okay, back. Now, add some dimensions here. Basically, if you wanted to look at it, the dimensions we added: 1856, 1856. 1504, 1504. Basically, I just drew a line from here to here, and then use that as a line to draw across. Same thing, drew a line from here to here, and then went down, made sure I had the measurement right. That way I know where the start and stop points are. But it's boring. I don't think you guys would want to see that, so no worries. Now, I'll come over here and we'll do a copy on one of these stars. And we'll come over here to sketch number 5. Actually, let's go ahead and we'll create a sketch. Sketch number 6. Paste it. And then this one gets set right up here, like that, and we'll hit OK, and we'll select that, and we'll go sketch, rectangular pattern again, and then we do, I think it's what, 5 across, and then 4 down, and this will come all the way over to here, 0.953, and then down to 0.63. That looks good. Voila. Now we have our star field. And they're all perfectly placed. So now, let's go ahead and get these carved in. So to do that, we are literally just going to go press pull, distance, -25, which will already make it a cut. And then we will select all 50 stars. And you got to make sure that you have a steady hand and you're not going too fast. And you watch what's selected. Otherwise, you got to start all the way over from scratch again. Which is kind of a pain. But, you know, patience is a virtue. Damn it. There. There's one thing I hate about this. So we'll just do a couple at a time. Okay. So here is the star field now. This is the flag, the Union. So now the next question is, how do I do this so I'm cutting with a V-bit and everything else? So the V-bit that we're going to use is actually a 120 degree, right? 0.86, whatever. Now you can use almost any one you want, but you really want the most shallowest version of it that you can. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and switch over here to manufacture. And we'll do a setup, new setup. Okay. So actually, cancel that. Go back over here to model. Now, one of the things that he did remind me of that he was going to do was when he carves this, this is going to be his 0, and his 0 is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner. So what will happen is if this would normally be where the stripes are and then the full stripes over here, he would want this twisted up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and select this body, and we're going to move it 90 degrees. So now, when he carves this, this is going to be his 0 right here. And then it will carve this, and then this will be the rest of everything. And then the entire flag will be supported by the rest of his CNC, right? So let's go back over here to manufacture. Now we'll make a setup for it. New setup. And let's go ahead and delete that. New body. And orientation, get good. Box point will be right there. So that's the X. The Y goes up this way. And then the Z is going up, right? So good, good, good. We're all right there. Stock, fixed size box, 10.5, 4.5. We are not going to round up to the nearest anything. Okay, I never do that. Well, not on flat pieces like this. Okay, we hit OK. Now, what is the magic cut? You're going to think pocket. You're going to think whatever. It's not. The best cut for this, and we'll kind of move this up here. We're going to knock all these bad boys out in one thing. We're going to do new operation, 2D milling. We're going to do engrave. Yep, engrave. Select. Now I've already created a V-bit, which is a 60 degree chamfer bit. Now when you're setting up these bits, okay, I'm calling it a 60 degree. Well, actually the tool is calling it a 60 degree. Here's why. Let's go ahead and let's go into manage tools real quick and let me show you something. When you're setting up your V-bits that you purchase, here's what you got to remember, because it is a 120 degree V-bit, but the taper angle is only from here to here, right? So if you say, oh, I got a 60-degree V-bit, and you're setting up your tool in Fusion, it's not a 60 degree. The tapered angle is half of that. So if I went out to Ace and picked up a 60 degree V-bit, it would look more like this here, right? And then at its widest point, right here, is 0.86 inches in my case. In yours, it might be something else. It might be a half inch, right? Half inch 60 degree V-bit. Okay. You're going to set it up like this. The taper angle is half of what it is. And you're best off just measuring it. But in ours, it's 60. And that's why it's nice and shallow and wide. Now I want that because when it does its thing, I don't want it to dive too deep into the wood to get to the wide points. So, make sure that when you buy the bits for this. And then shoulder length, most of this stuff doesn't matter, but, by all means, fill it out. Because, flute length, that helps. It helps the software figure out where you're going to go. And if it needs to make 2 passes or 3 passes or, whatever to make it happen. So hit OK here. Okay, so that's what that bit looks like. Now, new operation, 2D milling, engrave, selecting our 60 degree or 120 degree chamfer bit. We're not doing any cooling, spindle speed's about 120, cutting feed rate is fine, ramp feed rate, plunging is fine. We don't want to plunge too fast because at its widest point, here to here, and actually moving on into this, it's a lot. It's seriously a lot of room to be cutting into. So you want that to go a little slower. So let's go ahead. Now we're going to select the top of this because we want to cut only the tops of these. And by doing that, it will automatically V-carve the groove with it. That makes sense. And, it'll, like, if okay, so that's done. Retract height, I'm going to knock that down to 0.2 inches because it doesn't need to go up that high. Everything else is fine. Passes, that's fine. Linking, we don't care about. That's fine. No leads and transitions, blah, blah, blah. So now it's going to go ahead and figure this out. So if you can kind of see this, the tool path is going to come in and it's going down into the model, right? And that's what we want it to do. And then when it comes up, we know it's cutting a thinner tip of it. So let's go ahead and do a quick simulation on this one. Simulate. And tool holder. We'll do the stock, and we're going to slow this down a lot. Okay, that went way too fast. Am I missing something here? Alrighty, well that's just kind of weird. So let's take a look at this real quick. So here's what's going on. See how it's cutting? And then as this moves up, it's cutting less and less of it until it gets to the very point, right? And then it'll come back down. Then it's going to come up this way. So it's dug into the wood, and now it's slowly coming up. And that's how you get that nice little inverted star right in there with the lines going into it. So it's going to do that 50 times, which is cool. Here again. See where the bit comes in, and then as it comes up, it's not cutting the side. That's V-carving at its finest right there. So we're good with that. Okay. So this is his star field, or his union for his flags. Now you can do this with almost any type of flag system, but for now, this is what he's getting, and this is what he wants. So, and that's how you basically build it. And when you put it out on your CNC, this is how it's going to end up. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and good luck.